Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PowerPlay Media. I'm your host, Maher Iqbal. Joining me is our co-host, Moise Tariq. Now listen, in Canada, we have many elite athletes. We have Summer McIntosh, who's going to get the most gold medals one day. We have Shea Alexander. We have Connor McDavid. We have Sidney Crosby. But in the fastest growing sport in Canada, we have the one and only Harsh Thaker, elite cricketer, and he's that caliber of athletes that I mentioned. It's an honor to have you as our very first international cricketer on PowerPlay Media. Thank you so much for your time, Harsh.
Thank you guys for having me.
Perfect, man. Really excited for this one. Again, thanks, Harsh, for your time. I think you were just at practice before this, so
Mm.
dedicated to the game, a world-class cricketer, and even a Blue Jays fan.
So we know you love your cricket, but outside of cricket, what are your hobbies to do things? What do you do outside of cricket?
I actually love going to sporting events. As I said, big Blue Jays fan. So every time in a year, whenever I'm in Canada, whenever there's no tours, especially when the season's on, I'll always go watch a few Blue Jays games. Even the Raptors, I go watch a few of the Raptors games. So those two are definitely like my go-to spots. Watch a lot of movies like in theaters and stuff. I enjoy that too. So those are some of the things I would
Who
do.
do you like in the Blue Jays roster?
I mean, obviously Vladdy, but Springer, I love
Beautiful Vlad.
Springer. Joe Springer is sick. So, but Vlad, obviously,
Yeah.
What about the catcher, Alejandro Kirk?
he's injured though. We
Yeah,
miss him though. He's really goated too.
Yeah,
The Blazers are not really playing that well right now, but we
that
need
was
him.
a good run last year. The summer was insane. The city was booming. I mean, did you have a chance to catch those playoff games? Maybe go to one?
But they're too expensive. The tickets were too expensive. I was trying. I was really trying. I was gonna go in the championship series maybe, but my friends were not down. It'd be tough to go alone. Alone wouldn't be fun. So I was gonna go for the championship games, but it didn't work out. But obviously enjoyed the game from home. That was the ride. And looking at that, you can see like the sporting culture in Canada. Like you kind of hope that someday cricket can replicate something. I know not at that level, but even if you can get some like halfway or even quarter of what that run was in cricket, that would be insane.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if cricket did reach that level because it is growing fast. And we had Yuvraj Singh that played well in the World Cup. We're gonna get to your good performances as well later on in the podcast. I reckon if you guys had beaten New Zealand, maybe it would have been a big shockwave in the cricket community. But God's the best of planners. Maybe one day there'll be a bigger match. You guys win in a World Cup or in any upset in cricket. So I think cricket could be big because again, you go to these academies, you see so many people training hard.
Mm.
Tell us about your training. You're one of the best batsmen in North America, in my opinion. I like to think I'm a good pundit. What do you do to keep yourself at that level?
I do feel like indoor cricket in Canada, I'm not a big fan of indoors. I go obviously because I have to practice somewhere, but I'm not a big fan of indoors. I don't feel like you learn much in indoors. In fact, I feel like sometimes you get into some bad habits playing too much indoor cricket. So I just try to make sure that I get my reps in indoor cricket, but I also make sure that I'm not overdoing it. So because I have realized in the past that whenever I go and bat too much indoors, I run into some bad habits and then I get in trouble when I go outdoors. So it's a mix of both, but I love batting outdoors, especially if you can get turf anytime. That's the best sort of practice.
For sure. And what do you do to keep up in the off season aside from indoor cricket? Do you train? Do you have facilities that you go to, or like maybe what do you call that? Do you work with physicians or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean we have a physio which he has a clinic, we have a trainer, so we go to Peak Health. That's where we go to keep in shape. A lot of the times off season is mostly about fitness. You just try to make sure that fitness are good. Cricket wise, sometimes if it's a long off season in the first couple months, you kind of slow down with the cricket part, like the skills part. It's more about the fitness part. Once you get closer to the games or a tour coming up, cricket ramps up. Usually, if it's a winter tour, we usually always have a pre-tour somewhere, so it gives us a good like outdoor experience and stuff.
Nice.
So when did you realize that you're like about that life, international cricket, big leagues? When did you realize? What age was it? What time was it that, I can play for Canada and not only just play for Canada, but be one of the best batsmen in the whole continent?
Uh, Honestly, cricket was something that I always played since I was 3 years old. I was in India. I Like I had a little small bat my dad got me and all that. So he's a big cricket fan himself. So I moved here when I was 7 years old. So first thing we did was find an academy. Went up Coach Sheriff. That's the academy I played for, and I went to one of the practices, and Ashish Bagai and Rizwan Chima were practicing, and those times they were the Ashish Bagai is one of the best Canadian batsmen to ever play the game. So uh, I and that time he was nominated, or I think he was nominated for the ICC Associate Player of the Year. So I always looked up to him a lot. Like I had a little interaction with him when I was really young at that practice, and that point my dad always believed. My dad always said it that I'd play for Canada eventually one day. I was young. You know, when you're young, you just look to play the game. You're not thinking of anything. You know, you're gonna play for the country. I always wanted to play, but it wasn't serious. It was after probably when I was 16, 17. I played for under 17s, under 19s. I had a good World Cup qualifiers for the under 19s. I felt like, okay, you know what? I got some good skills, and then you get called up to the national team and all that.
Awesome, man. I mean, what was the feeling when you got, honestly, even under 17, under 19 was probably a big deal for you in your life. How did it feel when you got called up to the national team, even under 19, honestly?
So I still remember the first time I ever got picked was the Canada under 15s. We had under 15 team back then, and we were going to Winnipeg, and surreal experience. Like I can still remember the feeling. It was not just me; it was my whole family. It was an under 15 team, so not nobody really cared about it. Genuinely, like, the outside people didn't really care, but like people in the family, people in the community, like my friends and stuff, it was such a big thing, and that experience was massive. Like I felt like I learned a lot. I was a little kid. I was like 13 playing under 15 cricket. 13, you're still a kid basically. And That was big. Then playing the under 19 World Cup was a really good experience. You know, when you make that team, like you felt like, you know, you playing. We played a warm up game against India in the under 19 World Cups and stuff. Like Rishabh Pant and all these guys, Shin Kishan, all of them were playing that game. So Rahul Dravid was also coach of the under 19 team that time. So yet, we got slapped by India, like slapped by India in that warm-up game. And then, in fact, after the game, Rahul Dravid had to come to us and tell us, don't worry, guys, you're not that bad. You guys will catch up one day. And then, obviously, making the national team, like, it actually happened out of nowhere. Like, I was just playing club cricket, made some runs that year. Then the team was being announced to go to Trinidad. We had a Super 50 there. So that was the ODI tournament in the West Indies, and I got picked, and I had, like, a big celebration in the house.
Wow.
I was gonna ask, did Rahul Dravid, Rishabh Pant, any of these blokes give you any praise, any advice that maybe helped you out later on in your career?
The players didn't really say much. I mean, the players were also all young, but like Rahul Dravid he came around and he just basically told those guys like, don't lose hope. He was basically saying, don't lose hope. I know you guys are not the best right now, but he didn't say that. But in a way, he was just trying to motivate into saying that these guys, like the Indian players, they only play cricket. Like they don't do anything else, no school, no nothing. All they do is just play cricket, and you guys can also get there. You just need more time because you need to play more cricket. But I think he's right, because at that point, even when I went in my under 19 World Cup, me as an under 19 player, and I was like, knowing that I played Canada under 15, so I've been in the system for a long time. I only played about like handful amount of games on turf before going to the under 19 World Cup. So it's like a very big jump when you go from matting or AstroTurf and then play a under 19 World Cup against some of the best bowlers in the world at that point.
No, that's a good point, because you may not know this, but Maher and I were both cricket players. We play in the GTA, we play in the area, we play in the Lakeshore Cricket League. And fun fact, Harsh, I actually played against you in an indoor game in the Lakeshore Cricket League.
Was it indoor or
I didn't
outdoor?
realize until after I looked at the scorecard, I'm like, wait a second, was I on the field with an international cricketer? I'm not even close to your level, but indoor, that's what happens. Of course, you mentioned the AstroTurf and the mats here. I mean, how do you adapt when you're playing locally on AstroTurf and mats here in Canada, or do you have like access to different pitches here in the GTA that normal people don't?
Well, we play a lot of, after I got older and stuff, we start having more access. Like basically we play Super 9 cricket. Super 9 cricket's usually on turf, and all the games are played at King City. So a lot of the times we're just playing that in the off season. But once you start playing a lot more on turf, then you can actually adapt everywhere. Then I feel like I can even adapt playing at Andrew McKinless, like it would be an Astro pitch. But now I'm better at it. But if you have never played on turf and then you only played on matting and Astro and then you go to turf playing some of the best sports, I think that's a lot harder to do. Now, because of the fact that I've played so much cricket now, it's not as hard a transition because now you're used to it. You know how the cricket works. And with experience, you also just get better at knowing what to do and all that. But yes, as I said, like most of our cricket will be played at King City. So we do play a lot on turf there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Maher, go on.
I thought you wanted to say some stats before, and then after that, I have some questions about the World Cup, if that's all right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, you have a very high strike rate in T20 cricket, 123. I don't know if you're familiar with that or you have those numbers.
I know my stats. I know my stats.
Okay. You average 34 in ODIs. I mean, these are some really good numbers. You know, you really are up there with some top class batsmen. You know, and how do you feel about having those numbers? I mean,
At a young age as well, by the way. There's a lot of
Exactly.
cricketers.
Well, honestly, I have certain goals that I want to reach. Like even with my stats currently, I still want to get a ODI average. Let's say I want an ODI average by the end of my career. I want to get to at least 40 of an ODI average. I think a 40 is a very respected average in ODI cricket. Even with the bowling, I want to be, contribute with wickets, take at least 100, 120 wickets for Canada and all that. So that's something that, like, even though my stats are there right now, but I still would want to get better. Like, there's goals and aspirations. Even T20s, like, I want, like, in T20s, they have this new stat now. It's not a stat, but they look at it where they combine your average and your strike rate, and then they,
Index.
like a total score. They say,
Yeah.
yeah, it's something like that, right?
Batting ball.
If it's like over 180 or something or 170, I think you're like elite level or something. So those are some of the things that, I just want to hit as I play more cricket, as I get more experienced playing at the highest level, just want to hit those stats and just keep continuing to get better.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, I'll like to add on. So me and Moise, we love our cricket. We always talk about matchups. And one matchup I always said, I'm like, look, Harsh Thaker is the guy. Like, I'm a big fan of you. I'm not even glazing you because you're on our podcast. Like, I am a big fan. So I'm like, this guy scored his first century. The next match, he scores another century. Like, how is this guy gonna shape up when he goes to the World Cup when there's serious guys? Canada plays South Africa. I'm staying up like 3 a.m. I'm watching that, right? First ball, Kagiso Rabada steaming in. Harsh Thaker on strike. In the most nonchalant way, you hit it for 4. Bro, I was clapping. What were you thinking when you saw him steaming in? Like, let us know the whole thing, bro.
I mean, honestly, we knew the first game was against South Africa, so that image of Rabada running into me first ball, I had imagined it thousands of times already in my head, like, because it's going to happen. Everyone knows who's going to play against you when you play South Africa. See a solid pace attack, right? So we're expecting high pace, and Rabada's going to come in. So I was actually very nervous that game because I was born in Ahmedabad, and I had a lot, like that day, a lot of people came, like a lot of my family, friends, about 150, 200 people, like family and friends and all that people were there that I know or just there for me. So I was in my head thinking, honestly, these people, they just know that I play cricket. Until this moment, they know that I have some stats here and there, but like no one really seen me bat. Because World Cup's a big opportunity where you actually watch people bat, right? Even people back home, like a lot of family and friends, like they only know me that, Harsh plays good cricket. But this is the first time they're actually going to see me on TV, play against a bowler that they've seen, like they know their names of. So I was thinking, man, if I get out here, first ball, Rabada's bowling, everyone's just going to be like, man, this guy's just all name, like he can't play cricket. Like I was really nervous. In the warm-up games, I hadn't scored many runs, so very nervous. But as soon as I walked in, I took my stance. When I tapped my bat on the pitch, I just felt good. Like, I don't know what it was. Also, beautiful stadium, right? Like, under lights with the sight screen and all that, it's beautiful. So when I took my stance, I was like, you know what? I feel really good today. Now I'll do well. And then the first ball went for 4, so I was like, yeah, sick. Today's gonna be a good
It
day.
wasn't like an edge, bro. It was a clean middle shot as well. So it was amazing to watch that.
Actually, the pitches are so nice. Like you don't see those type of pitches here. Like you can just hit through the line, and it's actually a lot of fun. Now I understand why they say, like in India, if the ball's like quick, it's actually nice to play on because it actually comes on the bat nicely.
That's a humble answer, but fair enough. Now, that is true as well. You're right. There are good batting pitches. How did you feel though when you hit that 4? Like, was there like that dopamine rush? How was it?
as I said, I had imagined it so many times in my head. Like Rabada running into bowl to me and I'm hitting him. I like 6 or a 4. I was like, yeah, just as I imagined,
Yeah.
like it happened in the moment. So it was a good feeling.
So another question. Oh, Moise, you can go on. No worries.
Yeah, just like how do you prepare to face a fast bowler like that? Do you get in the nets? Do you get in the bowling machine, set it to 140 and play those kind
Or is
of
it the robo arm?
balls? Or yeah, like how do
Yeah,
you?
it's the sidearm basically. Like honestly, we did have an issue even when we were in Sri Lanka. We didn't really have many fast bowlers. Like we played Sri Lanka, but there was nobody that really bowled like one over 135 or 130 even in the warm up game. So that was one of the little bit of an issue where we couldn't really find anyone that bowls that speed. As you said, we use a sidearm sometimes, and we had a couple of sidearmers that came in and they were pretty nifty. Like the just last few practices in Sri Lanka. But honestly, I think playing pace is just about playing them. You cannot replicate it too much. You need really fast bowlers, or which in Canada, unfortunately, we don't really have many bowlers that can bowl 145. So it's just about getting more opportunities using the side armors. I don't really like the machine 140 because the machine 140 like it's not consistent. It's really weird. Like sometimes the ball swings and in like it doesn't come like that in a game. So sidearm is really good. I think that's the best bet.
Sidearm it is.
Nice.
I had a question. So one of my good friends is the youngest debutant for the UAE. All right, his first match was against Sri Lanka, and he told me that Sangakkara and Jayawardena gave him the worst sledges of his life. Have you ever been sledged by any of these international cricketers?
Honestly, no one said much. In fact, they were really nice. When you play a decent shot, they actually sometimes send good shot. This World Cup, South Africa game, they're honestly very nice. They're all like, when I played a couple of shots, they're like, oh, like they looked at you and they said, good shot. So there's not much sledging. It's also because I guess we're not really winning the game. We're at one point like we're really ahead in the game. So maybe that they were calm or something, but they were all pretty relatively nice. Even in the UAE game, I think there's more sledging in associate cricket, to be honest,
Really?
than like that level. Yeah.
I mean, there are more like rivalries. I think the United States has a good rivalry with us, and yeah,
Mm.
fair enough. Moise, did you have anything to say? Should I move on to the next section?
Yeah, honestly, I wanted to talk a little bit about GT20. Moving to like different domestic platforms or just different leagues around the world. What was your experience like in GT20 playing with like different international players?
GT20 is like a fantastic league for Canadian cricketers. Like just cricket in Canada, like it's huge. Because it's about what 40 I'm not forgot, but like about 40 30 players or 30 or 40 odd players that get picked in a team where you're seeing proper international players coming in. Like if I talk about Vancouver, which I play for Vancouver, like I've played with guys like Rassi van der Dusen, Mohammad Rizwan,
Nice.
Fakhr Zaman. I'm probably missing a few names. Mohammad Amir, is also part of the teams, and so you basically Chris Gill, Andre Russell, like top players in the world. Just to be around them, when you do well, when they're like, let's say I play a game for Vancouver Knights, I do well. I come back in the dressing room and Mohammad Rizwan's telling me, "Oh, well done today.
Wow.
You played really well today." Like, just that fact, that you belong that level. You can play that level. You're good enough to play there. That confidence also helps you whenever you play any other cricket. Then.
Awesome.
The new season is right around the corner. I think maybe in a couple months, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what the exact dates are, but any updates regarding the new season? Any new insights that the ordinary person doesn't know?
I mean, honestly, I just know what everyone else knows. I just heard it's going to happen in July, about beginning or middle of July, and that's all I know. Like, I've heard that it's like almost confirmed that's going to happen, but hopefully, we really need that league, so
Did you get
it does
retained?
come through this year.
Did you get retained by Vancouver, or maybe any trades or anything?
There's no like nothing has started yet, like the auctions or any of the rules. The league still has to submit the rules as to like what can you do, like how many players can you retain, what are the auction rules and stuff. Because there might be new owners or something. So all like until they don't release that stuff, like the teams can't really do much.
Got it.
So you were mentioning a lot of superstars you've played under. Have you formed any friendships? And a follow-up to that is, what's the best advice you've received from any of them?
So I'm close with Rassi and I talk, and even Mohammad Rizwan, like he has messaged me here and there every time. Sometimes I do well, or sometimes when he does well, we do have a little bit of a chat.
Nice.
Even when he couldn't make it last year, he was very supportive with like he wasn't part of our team, but he was kind of helping and talking to a lot of the players. Even when I played a knock, he'd kind of chip in and message and all that. So have a little bit of a connection there, but it's really like it's huge. I'll tell you an example. When we were playing Toronto Nationals, one of the years, I was bowling to Darren Bravo,
Oh yeah.
and like I was bowling. I had a pretty decent game until then, but Darren Bravo hit me for two sixes. So I was like a little nervous. I was like, man, I don't want to ruin this day, right? Like I've had a great day. I want to just continue to help my team win. Rizzy came. Rizzy's like, bro, like chill out. Don't take stress. Just toss the ball up. Even if he hits you for a third six, what's gonna change? He's already hit you for two. Like, don't worry about it, right? So those stuff like that. Next ball, I toss the ball up, he gets out, right? And then like we win the game. So things like that. Even there are things that off camera, like there was a moment when Rizzy came and he was talking about cricket. Like he's saying most of the cricket that you practice and all that, your work into a game is before the game. The day of the game is not in your control. So that day is basically the fruits of what you've done before, and it's God rewarding you. So do not ever take it too seriously. If you have a great day, it's God rewarding you for your work. And if you have a bad day, just take it in your stride, thinking that God's going to give you another good day. So I think that really helps me calm down. Even when there's a big game, I kind of think of that like all the work is done now. Now is just go there and just do the best you can.
You did say one thing. I had a follow-up question. Let me backtrack a little bit. You had 120 people watching you in Ahmedabad. How did you compose yourself? Like, we know you entered the crease, you tapped your bat, you were good. But before that, how did you sleep at night? How did you keep yourself in check mentally?
So luckily these are night games, right? So you can actually sleep late and still okay because the game's at 7:30. But going to the game, like in the team bus, Ahmedabad is a massive stadium. We had about 20, I think it was about 20,000 people, 20,000 people, 25,000 people that came to watch. Now, in that stadium, 25,000 people look like nothing, but it's still a lot of people. So there's a big crowd like outside and all that when you're going into the game. I was very nervous. Like I had to so I listened to this tune before I go into games on the team bus. It's called Experience. It really helps me calm down. It's my tune that really helps me calm down. So while I was on the bus, I was really like nervous. When you step on the ground though, and you feel the atmosphere, you kind of just calm down automatically. It's just, I guess it comes with experience. I guess it comes with playing more games. You just start realizing what you need to do to calm down before a game, what you need to do before you need to bat, or if I need to bowl or something. So deep breaths help a lot and all that. So just little things that I do to keep myself in a game.
Any other pre-game rituals that you usually do or go through?
As I said, I listen to the Experience tune, and I also have, when I'm really struggling, I listen to this song. It's Post Malone, Goodbyes. It's nothing related to cricket. It's just something that I feel like it helps me. I have a wristband. That I bat with, which sometimes like it's my lucky wristband. So
Nice.
Everyone has that little superstition in cricket. Me, if I wake up in the morning and I throw my laundry and it gets in the basket, I know I'm having a good day today. And if it misses,
exactly.
I'm like, it's not
that.
going to be it today.
It's actually little things like that you look at. You take a catch at practice that you didn't see properly, like, you know what? Today's my day.
So I wanted to ask you this. Tell us about your favorite innings in international cricket and also in favorite innings that people might not know about, like with your boys or domestic level.
My favorite innings in international cricket would be the second 100 I made is the chasing 100 against Scotland. Just because of the situation of the game. We were like 4 down for 30. Game against Scotland, chasing about 200. Coming there, making 100 that time. I always believe like if you score runs, you want to win the game for your team, because I do believe if you don't win the game, then your runs kind of like useless. It's always like that in cricket. Like I do believe that if you win the game. So, and I always had a big thing. I love Kohli, and Kohli's chases are obviously one of the best in the world. So that innings will be very dear to me. A local inning. It's tough to remember. Like, local cricket, you play so much.
Like, have you ever scored like a double hundred in the T20? Like, have you just annihilated a team?
Like I scored 100 in T10, but I wouldn't call that those
I
things
think
are not
it's
like dear to
stuck.
me.
Let's give it a sec.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're back.
So we were just asking. We didn't. The screen got stuck when we asked you. I asked you in case. Have you scored like a double hundred or annihilated someone in domestic cricket, like crazy innings?
I had 100 in a T10 one time, but like I wouldn't call that my best innings. It wasn't I
Mhm.
like it was a good 100, but I feel like innings that win the team the game, like when you come
Yeah.
clutch, I think those are the types. For local cricket, I would say the GT20 chase I had, like the first, like I made a 70 something. I forgot what it was, 76 or something,
Hmm.
72 for Vancouver. We won the game, last ball, 1 run, like came out not out. So local cricket, like not international games, I guess that would be it.
You reckon GT20 are the conditions more favoring the bowlers or the batsmen? Like we know the boundaries are tiny, but what about the pitch itself?
Definitely bowlers.
Oh, really?
The
Really?
pitches are, yeah, definitely bowlers. The pitches that we get for GT20 were not like, it's never ideal. Only one year, I felt like the second year we had GT20, the first year in Brampton,
Hmm.
that year the pitches were outstanding, like for batting. Every other year after that, it's been very bowling friendly. Like that's why you see scores of 140 being defended. It's
Yeah.
like the pitches that international players get, like those in India and stuff, compared to GT20, like huge difference.
Mhm. I mean, staying on track with leagues, cricket leagues, IPL's going on right now, PSL's going on right now. I'm sure you're trying your best to catch some of the games.
Oh shit.
Thoughts on IPL? Favorite team? Favorite players? Ah, stuck again. Should ask him if he caught the game today, the LSG KKR game.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's whatever.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I changed something. I
No,
actually turned the Wi-Fi off by accident. Sorry.
no
Yeah,
worries.
sorry.
That's
You were
okay.
asking IPL was going on?
Yes, IPL's going on. Have you been catching the games? Who do you support?
I don't really have a team I support in the IPL. Like I enjoy the IPL, but I'm not a big fan of the IPL. Like I watch it for good cricket, but not a big fan. Obviously, sometimes I catch up on these games and stuff. Of the quality of cricket, like the batting especially, is next level. Right? You can just see the amount of runs these guys score. It's ridiculous, and they make it look so easy. A strike rate of 160 in IPL like looks like they batted slow now. That's the level they're
Mm,
batting at now.
yeah.
No, for sure. And I don't know if you caught today's game, but Mukul Chaudhry, a new young kid playing for Lucknow, LSG, scored 54 off 27. They needed 14 off the last over, hit a six, a boundary, and it was one off one, and he ended up chasing it. But yeah, that's pretty
I
cool. I
actually
mean,
was following the game. I actually
yeah.
stopped watching because I thought the game was done.
Oh my
When the
God.
Ayush Badoni got out, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just go. I had to go to the chips. I said, I'll just go now. Then I see the score after like half an hour, and I see them winning the game. I'm like, what? Because Mohammad
Cricket.
Shami came to bat at one point,
Yeah,
That's
he
cricket.
did. You're
and
right.
then
You're right. He got out. Yeah, he did.
it was crazy.
Right. So, staying on this topic, I mean, I'm not sure if you have an agent, maybe you do, but do you have opportunities to be part of leagues in, the South Africa League, the UAE, ILT20, maybe the 100 in the UK, maybe county cricket? Have any of these teams approached you? Maybe opportunities to play elsewhere?
I mean, I've played NPL before. NPL is a smaller league, but the things with these bigger leagues is a lot of them are a lot of these leagues now have Indian owners, like IPL owners. So it's a lot of players are being recycled. It's harder to get into the system because USA Cricket is very lucky in that sense because they have MLC. So MLC also has these Indian owners, like IPL owners. So if you do well for a team there, you're going to get an opportunity basically in their SAT20 team or in their ILT20 team. IPL is still like another step because IPL takes a lot more work and stuff, but at least you get opportunities to play at these other leagues. This is my next goal is to try to play like an SAT20 or like an ILT20.
Mhm.
These leagues, like, they're very quality players. Once you play in those leagues, I think there's a big shot that you can make the IPL because if you start doing well in that, that's when these IPL franchises will take notice and be like, you know what, we can actually pick associate player over test playing nation because they are very hesitant on doing that.
Mhm. Okay.
There should be
Nice.
a league, in my opinion, that prioritizes associate players, the most talented of the bunch, and promotes them.
Well, it all comes down to money, I guess, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's business, right? So it's the big names that sell, right? Like people come to watch. A lot of this market is basically the South Asian market, right? Like a lot of these leagues run on the South Asian market. So to sell to them, you need the big names. Like you need the timing working well in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. So they watch these leagues. So
But my reason for that is because we saw Nepal, they almost beat England. Netherlands have beaten South Africa a couple times. So the gap is pretty close. And it's just a matter of the associate nations getting the right training and right facilities, and we'll see the superstars coming from those ends as well. So that's what I think. But you're right, money talks in this world. That's true. I wanted to ask you.
until the time that associate players get there, like until the time that guys get there, it's gonna be like a thing that you know we need to work towards. That's why I say you need to do so well that you
Yeah,
also can sell yourself and make that people
that's
watch you and
true.
all that.
I wanted to know who's the toughest bowler you've ever faced. Oh, sure.
Easy, Rashid Khan still is. I played him in under 19 World Cup, and that time I did not pick his googly or the leggy. No idea, right? This was when I played under 19. He played for Afghanistan. Um, now, um, we played him recently in Afghanistan. Like we played Afghanistan recently, and I had in my mind, I'm like, if I play Rashid Khan again, I'm gonna smash him.
So technique goes
He's
out the
so
window.
damn hard
Just
to
go
play,
guns
man.
blazing.
Every ball looks
Wow.
like a googly. Every ball look like a googly. Like it's so hard to pick. His leggy and his googly and the speed it comes at off the pitch is also very hard. So
All
definitely
right.
for
You
me it
did
would be
pretty well
Rashid
in
Khan.
that game. You scored 30 runs. I mean, you should be proud of yourself.
I did. But my goal was to hit it for a six. I could not do that. I tried one. I edged it. It landed between two fielders. I kind of got a couple of him after that, but like didn't get a boundary of him. So it'd be nice to get a boundary, but it's
I
work
wanted
in
to
progress.
know if it
Next
was
time.
up to you entirely, what position do you prefer batting at? Yeah, sure. If
In
it's different in
T20s,
ODIs, you can let us know in ODIs and test as well. I mean, test that Canada hasn't played yet.
honestly, I believe in T20s. If you get to bat top three, is the best position to bat. Like in T20s, because of the fielding restrictions, and the way the pitches are, when you go in the power play to bat, like you get that freedom to start and play your shots and all that. Also, it gives you the most balls to play, so it also gives you a chance to make a bigger score. So I do believe in T20s it'd be like top three anywhere. I would love to bat three. ODI cricket, I love batting
Okay.
four.
I see you as a one-down batsman. Like I
Yeah, ODI
visualize
cricket,
it.
I
I'm
love
like,
four.
all right, first wicket falls, in comes Harsh Thaker taking his guard. I see that. Like I get that visual in my mind. So I'm glad that you reckon the same. One last question before we do our closing statement. What's your favorite ground you've played on or wanna play in? I know Ahmedabad was amazing. Is there any other grounds other than that?
Ooh, uh, more than and that was really nice. But the Chennai Stadium is beautiful, like wonderful, wonderful stadium. Like when you're there, the way they made the stands and the outfield and all that, it's a beautiful stadium. Like I really enjoyed playing. We had about two practice games there as well, so we played about four games there. So that stadium was actually a lot of fun. And the crowd is very knowledgeable there. Like you can see that they're knowledgeable, and they also come for even associate games. They used to come and support, and they're a very very nice crowd. So that would be one of them. And obviously, the stadium that I would like to play at now
Wow.
would be
Lords.
Lords.
Good one.
That would be nice.
I mean,
Or the
Ahmedabad's bigger
MCG.
than MCG, right? I think.
It is.
Ahmedabad,
Yeah,
obviously, but Ahmedabad already played now, right? Ahmedabad
yeah.
was amazing too. Ahmedabad was also
MCG is
one of them.
Lords.
But looking forward, like I know the next T20
Oh
World
yeah.
Cup's in
There you go.
Australia, so
Hey, man, make sure you get selected, Harsh. This way we can say,
Bro, if he's
uh,
not getting selected, then there's a problem in the system, not in his batting. And I'll say that
um,
because that's the
staying on that topic, a bit of I'm not going to say personal, but controversial topic. Harsh, feel free to answer if you'd like. But Cricket Canada was recently suspended from their powers by a judge in British Columbia. I mean, any comments on that, or do you know what happened there?
I don't know what happened.
Oh,
I do know that there's an election today. like as we speak right now. Yeah, some sort of an election that it's that judge that said that you guys need to do a re-election. So that election actually, I think
Okay.
it's going on right now as we speak. So that's all I know. I don't know why. Like I don't know why
Hmm.
it happens. I think there was some issues with the guys just saying that no confidence vote and all that. So I don't really get too much in the political side, but whatever happens, we just hope that the right people get in charge. Whoever it is, they just look
Hmm.
for it's all for the benefit of cricket. As long as that's taken
For
care of, I
sure, for
think
sure. And
it would
honestly,
be
like
nice.
Cricket Canada, USA Canada has been in the news a couple of times for like controversial topics. I don't know, money management and things like that. But again, we want what's best for the players, for the community, for the countries. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And there is one thing that we wanted to share with you, Harsh. Recently, Maher and I took on a venture. So we're originally from Pakistan, and we have started a
Mm,
cricket team in a city called Jhelum in Pakistan. It's we are the
nice.
owners or financiers, as you call it, and we have someone on the ground there, and they've organized 15 guys to start a cricket club, and we've called it the Pavilion Club. You know, like a pavilion, and yeah, we purchased jerseys for every player. We purchased some equipment, keeping gloves, pads, helmets, you name it, and it cost us like $6 per jersey. Labor is very cheap there. We purchased a GoPro camera. We
Wow.
purchased, will not
Uh-huh.
purchase, sorry. We hired a camera guy to go and record a game that that the team scheduled against another team, and now we're slowly trying to build content post our journey of us being owners of this cricket team in Pakistan in this less fortunate place. You know, these people don't have money for equipment and gear and scheduling matches and things like that. Some of the team members didn't have gas money to go to the practice that we organized, right? And it was Ramadan recently, and Meyer and I
Wow.
spent, I think it was $80 to feed 15 people at a buffet, which was pretty cool.
Less the
And then
dollar, buddy.
Eid
Less
came
the
around.
dollar.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was like $3 per person for a buffet out there, and it was a really nice place. And again, we hired that content guy to go and record. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to promote cricket in Pakistan, and we're technically sports team owners. You know, we've spent around just under $1,000 over the
Yeah.
span of 4 months, and we've been financing an entire cricket team. And yeah, just wanted to share that with you and say any tips, any tricks as to what you think we could do to maybe help grow this team out in Pakistan.
No, first of all, though, kudos to you guys. A lot of respect. I'm sure a lot of those guys probably would never be able to play cricket. Like, even though for us it's not a massive amount, but for them I think it goes a long way. So kudos and a lot of respect for you guys to be doing that, like and managing a team and stuff. I mean, honestly, this is more about like letting guys play cricket, guys who don't have the opportunities to play cricket. So nothing about like managing. I guess you may unhurt the next Pakistani Babar Azam, or you may unhurt the next Pakistani superstar, cricket superstar. So this is how it happens, right? It's something small that someone does, which may go for us, like for you guys, it may not be that big, but for that person, you guys might be like the saviors for him, right? So hopefully, this becomes just bigger and bigger. You next year, hopefully, you get a few sponsors helping you guys out. It can only grow from there. As you said, the content idea is very good because if you have content, I think you can put it on social media. Once you put it on social media, you can get sponsors and stuff. So that's the only thing I would say is make some nice content, make social media pages, and then you can get a lot of sponsors and local sponsors from Canada or even sponsors from Pakistan themselves. So that would just help you guys financially, and you
Exactly,
can
and
just
that's what
make it
we're
even a
doing right
bigger
now.
thing,
We're actually creating a documentary documenting our journey and how we're supporting this team, the issues we're coming across. And the goal of this documentary is so that we show awareness as to what we're doing so that we can collect donations to help support this team. That is the goal here, because we'll
Mhm.
reach out to our family and friend circles, see who's willing to help. Once that is done, obviously the goal is to find some sponsors. Any sort of restaurant or company will put their logo on the team shirt. Give us a
Yeah.
thousand dollars or whatever it is level of sponsorship. Everything is going to go towards new equipment, new shoes, a bus to organize the team to go to the games and back home, right? So there's so much that we can do, but yeah, that's our vision right now. That's one of our visions, and of course, Harsh, like you mentioned, who knows? Maybe we'll find the next Shoaib Akhtar, the next Babar Azam, and eventually, we don't want to make any money through
Hmm.
organizing this team, but if we were to find some raw talent, we would be the managers for those players and take them to the next level, right? And that is the ultimate goal. And
Exactly.
so, we like to think that we're making an impact on, the cricket community. We're also running this PowerPlay Media group where we don't only run podcasts, we are also filming local talent here in Canada. We're trying to make a name out of themselves for ourselves. We're putting GoPros on cricketers' helmets here and like filming, creating highlight packages. So that's a bit of
Nice.
what we're doing here in Canada and in Pakistan. But yeah, that's just wanted to share that.
Oh, it's really cool. Next time I'll look out for
Absolutely.
you guys. If I ever see
Yeah, PowerPlay
power,
Media
what it
and the
was the
Pavilion
power play,
Club.
right?
Maher will definitely send you a DM with the
Yeah.
two profiles. We've already started posting on both our platforms. Yeah, all
Maybe one
platforms.
day we can record Harsh by batting well in domestic
Yeah,
cricket here.
definitely, definitely.
Never know.
Yeah, we'll put a GoPro on your helmet one day. Why not?
I'm down. We can definitely do it.
Well, before we wrap up, I did have one last question. Also, thank you so much for your time today. We have a lot of young cricketers in Canada. I go to academies, it's always full with the young generation. What advice would you give to
The
these young
biggest advice
cricketers?
I always say in cricket Canada, the one thing is, as a youngster, which I also found an issue, is you just need to. A lot of people leave the game, like after under 18s or 19s, you start going to uni. People start working out and they get older and they have to get jobs. So it's about just being persevering through the struggles, because there's obviously going to be struggles. There's struggles in every country, so it's just about not giving up. Um, Continuing to do your best. Also, one thing that I do say, that you need to be a very good self coach, especially like once you get a bit older, start understanding your game better and don't rely on other coaches only. Obviously, you have coaches' help, but you need to start analyzing your own game better. I think that takes your cricket from certain level to the next level, which you need to get into international level and all that. So that's one of the big things.
Well, you have it right here, folks. Once again, we want to thank you for being our first international star to come on our podcast. I don't think you know how much it means to us. I've had to try not fanboying too much today, but we hope to see you in the future. And of course, we wish you only the best in your career. Inshallah, things only get better for you. Achieve all your goals, if not better. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe to PowerPlay Media. You can check us out on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. With that being said, we are out.